Hi everyone, welcome again to Bake Your Way Kitchen. On today's video I'm going to show you an easy recipe of butter tart base. So this is how you make a standard butter tart, and really the options are endless as to the other additions you can add. It's very simple to make, so it's helpful to use a food processor for our base. And what I've got here is some unsalted butter cut into cubes, and it's cold. So there we go. Excuse that vibrating noise. I've got a couple tablespoons of flour. And right now we're making our base. And then I've got some flour, 1 cup of flour, 130 grams, with about half a teaspoon of salt. Now if you use salted butter already, you probably don't need to add that salt because you've got enough. So now what you do, now you're going to laugh, please don't, but I know you are going to. The little switch that we have here broke, so I have to use like a utensil to get this, because the safety mechanisms need to match and the top latch isn't working. So I'm going to have to put my knife here to get it to go. So we're going to need to get this to pulse, so I'm going to press this down and pulse it. So what we're looking to do is, I'm going to continue doing this, and we're looking to get kind of coarse crumbs. We want the butter to be kind of like coarse meal. I'll show you what I mean in a second. It's helpful to cut your butter into cubes to make this process easier. Alright, so this is what you're looking for. Something like this. Nice. It's still, it's just come together basically. So, now what we're going to do is remove this, and we're going to put this in a greased 9-inch pan that I've buttered and put parchment paper. So I'm just going to put this in here. Doesn't look like much right now, but we're going to spread it out evenly, and you're going to press it flat down. It's very easy, this mixture, to get it to spread, because it's not as much of a, it's not like a paste, because this is going to bake. And so you just want to press into the corners and try to get it as evenly as possible. If you have a clean ramekin, you can just press it around, or you can just, as I do, just use your fingers. Doesn't need to be perfect, but it should be, like, you want to have a bit of consistency, so just try as best as possible to kind of balance that out. There we go. I'll work with that for now. So I'm going to put this to the side. I'm going to put this back on, because we're going to make our filling in the same food processor, because why make it in another one? Why waste another bowl? If I don't have to, I won't. So what we're going to do now is add the other ingredients. So we're going to add some eggs, so 2 large eggs. With our brown sugar, this is 1 cup, 1 1/4 cups, so that's about 260 grams, 265 grams. So that's that. And we've got a 1/4 cup of melted butter. This is unsalted as well. You could add a little bit of salt. I'm not adding any salt here, but you could add some. We're adding some vinegar. You could use a squeeze of lemon instead, and this is just to balance the flavors. I'm also going to add a little bit of vanilla. I absolutely love vanilla bean paste. It's a very thick mixture. Oh, that's good. You want to add a generous amount of vanilla here. For the butter filling, it's nice to have that vanilla flavor. So we're just going to literally mix this till it's combined, and then put it on the top. Pour the filling right onto the squares. Now, as an option, this is where you can get creative. You can add dried nuts or dried fruit, raisins. I'm going to use pieces of chocolate today. Now, you could stir them in advance, but I find they just fall to the bottom of your bowl. So I just distribute them like this. I'm using a mixture of milk and dark chocolate. You can use whatever you want. Somewhere around 1 to even up to 1.5 cups. Usually 1 cup is good enough. But it's your square. This is where you can get creative. This is where I encourage creativity, because really, I mean, it's just right now it's just simply about baking the filling and the base. It doesn't really matter about what you put in terms of either chocolate or nuts, or any of those will work, so you can be creative. There we go. I think that's a generous amount of chocolate. I think that's going to be enough, otherwise chocolate's going to dominate too much. So I'm going to put this in at 350. I would say for approximately 20 to 25 minutes. Now I'm going to keep this in the oven. I'll keep an eye. You're looking for it to definitely develop a nice, kind of a dark brown color, and you're going to obviously see it bubbly. So I'll show you what it looks like once it's done. Now done, and as you can see they look fantastic, and with the chocolate it's just delicious. Now I trimmed the edges so there's a few pieces left, so I'll give it a try. It's very sweet. It's got a really delicious buttery flavor, and that chocolate just pairs so well with it. It's absolutely fantastic. I definitely recommend you give it a try. Just as a tip, when you take these out of the oven, let them cool at least for 30 minutes before trying to cut them. They're too delicate right out of the oven. So as hard as it is to resist, because let me tell you, your kitchen will smell incredible when these are in the oven, resist at least 30 minutes before cutting them, and I tell you, it's very much worth it. These are delicious. They're best kept in the fridge, and they can be served. What I like to really serve these with is just a nice cold glass of milk. They're great, very easy to make. One food processor, that's all you need. I hope you give these a try. Visit bakeyourway.com for more. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.